Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. Thursday evening here in South Africa. A winter chill is upon us and the weather seems to be turning at last. It's overdue a little bit, and I am doing a reading on the story that broke late yesterday that Prince Harry and Meghan will not be going to the Jubilee. They will be staying in California and Prince Harry will be playing polo. And wow, I did see in the cards that it was highly unlikely that he would be showing up, that Meghan would be showing up, and very interesting. I think very, very poor decision on their part, but understandable in the circumstances. I know that most people will be delighted that they are not going. I am delighted that they are not going. I'm sure most of the royal family are delighted that they are not going. But long term, this is going to reflect very poorly, in my opinion, on Prince Harry. So we're going to be using the Wandering Star Tarot for this very short 5-card reading and just having a look at these issues that I have raised, whether this was his decision or it was a decision that was forced on him in that very short visit to the UK. They seem to have boxed the Harkles in and said, we'll give you the security that you want. You're welcome. You can be on the balcony, but seemingly in an unofficial capacity, no carriage ride for you, no front row for you. And then it turned out that the Queen herself may not even be on the balcony. So what is the point of the Harkles being there if they don't get that photo opportunity with the Queen? It won't sell on Netflix. And so not worth it. And Nacho has come up with a polo team for him to play in Montecito. He's going to be there. So we're going to look at that. We're going to see if it was his decision. We're going to see how he actually feels about this. We're going to see how the Queen feels about this, just specifically the Queen, and what impact this is going to have long term on Prince Harry's reputation and his relationship with the Crown, with the monarchy, with the British public. Missing this very clearly the last moment that the Queen will ever be seen on the balcony, and it is looking less and less likely by the day that she will be there. So a stain on his soul, a stain on his reputation, in my opinion. But let's see what the cards have to say. Ace of Cups. It is emotional. It's a new emotional beginning. This the Ace of Cups. So it's something that is intense that's going on with Prince Harry, and a new start for him, a new start emotionally, and yeah. I hate to think it, but it is the pregnancy card, and I hope that that is not the excuse that's suddenly going to be sprung on us, that herself is pregnant, and I use the word pregnant loosely again, and that is why he is staying at home playing polo, to be close to the darling who was seen sitting cross-legged on the grass, basically, with Marcus Anderson watching, looking really chatty, really very ordinary, very down market, very common. Let's use that word. And so Ace of Cups, there's something going on here. This is a big deal emotionally. There's the Dove of Peace above that Ace of Cups, just by the way. So whatever is going on, there may be some healing around this situation that we are unaware of, blissfully unaware of. But it's a curious card to come out as the underlying energy of this. That kind of healing card, that blessings card. I wonder what it means. We'll see soon enough, hopefully. The situation is the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and that's a bad choice. The choice that's impossible to make, a choice that is overwhelming, a choice where you prioritize the wrong thing. And he very clearly has. In, again, my opinion, that's the Two of Pentacles in reverse. He has chosen his celebrity life. He has chosen his fame, his fortune. He has chosen California. He has chosen his wife. He has chosen to play polo instead of attending probably the last most significant event in Her Majesty's reign. So he really has picked the wrong team, backed the wrong team, and that is it, the Two of Pentacles. It's also my merchant card, as I always say with the Two of Pentacles, money card. You don't have much money, you're trying to make money, and you're wondering how to spend your money wisely when it's upright, and when it's in the reverse, you backed the wrong horse, or you're out of money, you're out of options. And I think Prince Harry is literally out of options. I think that he would have gone, if, this is all my opinion, disclaimer in the box below, he would have gone if there had been an opportunity to make money out of it, to be seen on the balcony with the Queen in the front row as her favourite grandson, filmed by Netflix. It would have been quite a different outcome, I think. And very interesting. So the situation, was it his choice or was it forced on him, this decision to play polo that weekend instead of fly to the UK? Was it forced on him? 3 of Wands in reverse. S is a shrinking energy, a withering energy. 3 of Wands, when it's upright, is expansion and setting wheels in motion, plans afoot. You're expanding your territory, your influence, your PR. And when it is in reverse, and it's also a waiting energy, when it's in the reverse, you've given up waiting. Something they wanted, that they were waiting for, they're no longer waiting for, they're no longer expecting. It's been stopped, it's been nipped in the bud. And I think that little trip to the UK on the way to The Hague for the Invictus Games might have been that moment when they were told very clearly, no, your plans are going to be thwarted. You are not going to use this to spread your influence for Netflix and whatever else you want to do. The favourite grandson, the confidant of the Queen, and all the rest of that nonsense that he spouted afterwards. He was told, no, this is not going to happen. You're not going to be able to use this opportunity for merching and for your PR. Forget about it. Absolutely forget about it. Whatever he wanted out of this deal, he was stopped from getting. He was told in no uncertain terms, this is not going to happen. With that 3 of Wands in reverse, that is it. Your influence is diminishing. We don't need you. We don't want you. And stay at home. Really stay at home. 3 of Wands is one of those travel cards as well, because normally it's someone looking out to sea, waiting for their ships to come in. There's no ships coming in, let's say that rather. It's all over. It is over. How does he feel about this? We haven't had huge cards. How does he feel about this personally? Well, there is the Star. I think he really believes that he is the star of the show, and still believes that he is the star of the show. That this is all about him, all about his influence. He is the star of the royal family. He's taken himself off to the US now to go and feature over there rather than be part of the royal family. The Star is a card of healing. We've got 2 cards here that are really quite similar in energy, the Ace of Cups and the Star. Healing, divine influence, blessings, all that kind of stuff. But somehow he seems to think there is no shame in here, there is no chagrin, there is no guilt, there is no upset. There is, well, I'm going to go and star at the polo, and it's obviously important. Perhaps it will be in the Netflix documentary, or perhaps it's important as part of his networking in the US with billionaires, and all the rest of it is the sport of kings. Well, that's horse racing, but polo is not played by the hoi polloi. It's a very elite sport and played by very elite people, and he obviously needs to hobnob with them, network with them, and so the balcony isn't that much of a big deal for him. This is more important for him. If he can't be the star of the show in the UK, then he will be the star of the show in the US. How does the Queen feel about this? Seems to have been her decision. Not happy. Definitely not happy. Wheel of Fortune, that's a bad luck card. That is a reversal of fortune. That's something she didn't want to happen. It's major arcana. We've got 2 major arcana coming out now in terms of how they feel about it. There is ego and arrogance. Not often I get that off the Star, my opinion. And wanting to hog the limelight, wanting to be seen, wanting to be important. And she, on the other hand, this is all my opinion, of course, tarot reading. She, on the other hand, is finding this to be a black mark against her, or a stain or a shadow on what for her should be something that's very successful, very auspicious. It is the culmination of her reign, really, this event. and for the Wheel of Fortune to be in the reverse. This is a blow for her, something she didn't want to happen, something she was trying to prevent from happening, I would think, but something that became inevitable because of the behavior of Harry and Meghan, that it was unavoidable. But it's still, it feels like the world is against her with this Wheel of Fortune. Fate is against her. She feels like she's going through a terrible run of bad luck, and she isn't it's not unreasonable for her to think that, because when you look at what has happened to her since basically Harry met Meghan, it has all been downhill for her. It has been enormously difficult, and not only with Harry and Meghan, but also with Prince Andrew, Prince Philip, the loss of Prince Philip. The royal family itself has taken some hammer blows in the recent past with the Cambridge tour of the Caribbean, which did not go well. According to the press, it might have gone well according to the people who were actually there on the ground, but the way it was represented was not good. So a lot of stuff going against her, and of course her own physical health failing, a lot of difficulty, a lot of negative press, a lot of books coming out that are spilling the beans and all kinds of things. This is just another event in that succession of misfortunes that she is suffering through at the end of her reign, very unfortunately for her. And what effect is this going to have on Prince Harry long term? This decision to stay in California, to be the star of his own tiny little show in Montecito and Santa Barbara, how is it going to reflect on him in years to come? And we get the Hermit in reverse. It's going to reflect on him very, very badly. The Hermit is literally the Prince Harry card, the major arcana for Prince Harry. It is the Virgo card, major arcana. The Hermit upright is your inner wisdom, your inner guidance, expert advice, looking within, learning, following a true path. The Star is also a card of following a path, your soul purpose, your higher purpose, your divine purpose. This card has come out in the reverse. It's a bad decision. He's not following his own inner guidance. He's not following his inner wisdom. He has not found the true path, and he has been advised very poorly, whoever is advising him. More and more, I think that is her, the Ace of Cups, that her energy is showing through here. Very similar cards, if you can see that. There they are. It tells me now that this is about her emotions, about her needs. And because this card has come out in the reverse, it's blocking her. I asked in that card, whose decision was it? Was it his or was it the Queen's? It was a decision to block her influence, not his. And she was the one who was not welcome on that balcony. To merge, to send her PR out, to make it all about her. It was stopped in its tracks, and now finally I understand properly this Ace of Cups. And sometimes it does take a while for the cards all to hang together and to tell their story. Have to be patient when you do tarot readings. And the Hermit in reverse is the outcome for Prince Harry long term. A very poor outcome, very ill-advised decision, even though it was forced on him seemingly to stop her from being there. Poor decision making, not listening to his own inner wisdom, his own guidance, his own truth, following a false path, moving further and further away from safety and security and his own higher purpose, even though he thinks that he is the star of the show. And she certainly, who has sat underneath this reading in this sort of angelic form with that dove of peace above her, pretending to be the dove of peace, she seems to be sitting under that star energy and saying, well, only go if we are the star of the show. Told, no, you're not going to be the star of the show, well, then we won't go. You will go and play polo. You will live to regret it. And the Queen herself, this is just another blow. So the big cards did eventually come out in this reading, and there it is. He will regret it. And no surprise there. We can all see it. I wonder when the day will come when he actually wakes up and sees what a fool he has been, in my opinion. Thank you for watching. I'll get on with the next reading.